Hi, meet again with Scope of Journalism. This session we are going to discuss about the journalistic product. What are they, how they differ with each other, and what the similarity between them. And I have to tell you as well that those journalistic product will be told in detail later with each subject. For example, part of the views writing will be taught in the opinion writing, and those news writing will be taught as well in the news writing subject, and in-depth writing, in-depth reporting will also be taught in the in-depth reporting. So you see, not to worry if right now we are going just to introduce them a little bit, but because later you will learn a lot in detail with your lecturer, the subject lecturer. The similarity of those of all journalistic products are they contain information. So you see, this is the most important thing. They are all information. However, what the information are, then we are going to come to the two types of information. One is news and another is views. So you see, news and views. News regarded as data, fact, even some people statement, some people a result of research. That's what we call by news. And views are someone's opinion, the information in the writings are opinion about something. So will be like, data about something, and then someone offer the opinion regarding the one data. If we want to see the how they differentiate, all news will be built by fact and data. Fact and data. And views, probably some fact, some data, and some opinion regarding those information. That's they differ. And therefore, as a journalist, you have to understand there is a limit, a line that you cannot cross. For example, when you write your news, you cannot say, let's say the example probably like this. Jatinangor population is such and such and such. That's data, isn't it? Jatinangor population is this and this and this in this district, and this and this and this. And then you know that some area are very crowded, but in your news you cannot say that Jatinangor district is too crowded, so it create this and this and this. You cannot really say that. It's your opinion. But you can borrow someone's opinion and then put it in your news. For example, according to this, according to this researcher, or according to this expertise, the amount of building built in Jatinangor already blah blah blah, and etc. So you see, you cannot say it without, in a way, give some reference whom information or whom opinion that you take from, either from some research or from a book or from whatever. So you see, this is the line that journalists cannot cross. You cannot really give your opinion or give your in a way your views regarding the fact, regarding the data, or regarding the event. However, you can borrow someone else's mouth, you can borrow someone else's research, you can borrow someone parameter from certain in a way certain measurements that can be done, but not directly from your mouth or from your writing. That's the difference between the line that we have to understand and we cannot cross between the news and the views. Right then, so what are news? News is something that really happening, some idea, some idea that are interesting for majority of people. So some event, some reality, some idea that are interesting for a majority of people. And also some people say that this is the actual things, chosen by the journalist to be published in the newspaper, because it's going to interest the majority of readers. So that is another definition regarding the news. Another definition is the first report of the event which will interest and the majority of public. So you see, if we see the keyword here, it's actual, the first report, actual, and then important, and then interest will be interest of the majority of people. Majority of people will pay attention to it. Majority of people will think that this is something that we have to take to pay attention to. So that's the news. So it's again if it is important, it is also in a way unusual, and because this is unusual, and then people pay attention to it. You know, the old motto would be, dog bite human is usual, but man bite dog is unusual, and therefore the second one usually will be the news because of the unusualness of it. However, depend on the person, is probably the president was bitten by some dogs. It will get the news as well because of the human being who got bitten. Right then, that's about the difference between the definition regarding news, and what are the type of news according to the way we write it. So you see, there are many categories of news because of the content, and so we know that politic news, economic news, lifestyle news, what else? Criminal news, crime news, what else? Probably also social one. Yes, environmental news. So you see, that's according to the content type of the news. And later, all of you will learn in the specialized journalism, where each of you, probably I would like to learn more about the environmental journalism. You will go into that class, usually with Ibu Herlina Agustin. And for example, I would like to understand more how to write lifestyle news. And then you'll go to the lifestyle compartment, specialized journalism. And so you see each of these type of news, because of the content, it will be part of your learning process later in the 6th of semester. However, what we are going to discuss here is news writing depend on the way we write them. So the first one would be strike news. Why do we call it strike news? Because strike, when you read the news, you know what's happening, because of the title explain what's happened. The most important things are in the title, is in the title, and then the less important later, first paragraph, second paragraph, and the least important usually at the bottom. That's why straight news mean if you read the title, you read the first and the second paragraph, you know roughly what are the news about, what are the writings about. So that is straight news. And next is feature news. Feature news, literary journalism, some people call it storytelling way of telling news. So we borrow the way the literature creates storytelling, the technique of storytelling. We borrow from them, and then we use it in the in the feature news, in what we call also berita khas, feature news. So what we are having in this feature news, we borrow the technique of literature, but then the content is never going to be fiction. It's all fact. It's all data. It's all information. Fews can get in. However, we have to borrow someone else's mouth to be put into the news. And this feature writing, similar with straight news, as well as in-depth, they all have 5W H. Means that who, when, where, what, why, and as well how. This is all in there. However, the difference between straight news and feature news, straight news, you write them with a dry language. You don't really go into, you know, the in a way flowery or feelingish word in writing your story. It's pretty much very dry, straight to the point. However, with feature writing, you are allowed to explain feeling. Someone's upset, someone's disappointed, someone is angry, they feel so left out, they are overwhelmed. It can be written in the piece of feature writing with one condition, that you really indeed interview the people to really verify, I see, they looks like they are angry now. But then you need to verify, is it really an anger in the face or something else? So you see, before you put it in your writing, you need to verify one way or another. Of course, sensitively, you cannot really, you have to be able to have an awareness of the people that you want to interview, because especially for the sensitive case, we need to hold for a bit before we intrude into the, for example, the loss of family member or the tragedy. So indeed, we have to have a fine way of extracting information regarding the feeling that we would like to put it into feature writing. And so that's the difference between straight news and feature news. I mean, probably some of you going to ask, then why would we use so complicated way of writing? Then why not just straight news? Why should we move also to the other feature news? Is it not going to make our life more difficult? Yes, indeed, because writing feature news requests you to have that kind of awareness of what you are seeing, what you are hearing, and probably how people would feel regarding things, and that will, in a way, you are lending your eyes, your ear, your touch for the reader to feel in the story. That's what literature want us to understand. Good storytelling bring people into the heart of the story that you are telling it. Okay, and why we are doing it? Why we are doing it? Straight news, probably the length of time it's we call it actual, is probably 1 hour, 2 hours, and then the other media catch the same issue, the same event, they publish it, and then it's becoming like 100 media say the same thing about same issue, and therefore you are not unique anymore. However, by using the feature writing, we can create a longer time for the issue, the event, or the information to stay actual, because we are looking at different angle. Like, you are not just talking about the accident, for example, in front of Unpad, but you also discuss about the victim as being the first semester student, for example, how the family hopes crash and how they feel so much loss after what's happened to their child, for example. So you see, those angle will help this event to stay a bit longer as an actual thing. People still want to know, okay, so after the accident, what is the influence of this accident to the other people around her? Okay, that's what feature news. Now then, in the 6th semester, you are going to learn in-depth reporting. I know that we discuss about reportage. However, this it's a different thing. In-depth reporting are specialized writing, talking in depth about one issue, opening explaining many layers of why. Why this is happening, and why, until you come to the probably the biggest, the foremost beginning of all the change of event. I think I would like to explain in, let's borrow accident again. For example, because I live in Tanjung Sari, for example, road between Tanjung Sari Sumedang is the accident often happen, usually involve motorcycle rider with a truck, big truck. Strike News will discuss about last night, or probably this morning, one motor rider died in a road accident, being hit by a truck, for example. That's Strike News. Strike News mention the name. If there is mention the name, mention the age. Name probably with initial, AH, for example, not full name. And then the age and the chain of event that the reporter able to understand from the witness around, and then whether and then what's happened after the accident. That's Strike News. However, feature news probably will look at the family of the victim, how they got the information first in the morning. What were they doing at the time they received news? What were they thinking? What were they in a way at that time? What did they do? As well, also feature news also interview the friend of the victim, talking about her or his aspiration in the future. What is she or he usually during school time, for example. That's the angle for the feature news. You want to bring this humanity up, and then you want this with this news. You want the issue, the people, the thing is keep alive in the mind of the reader. That's the feature news. Now then, in-depth reporting is not going to talk only about one accident. In-depth reporting going to discuss why this accident, this same type accident happened again. In the last, for example, 3 months, already like 15 accident happening nearby. And then you would like to discuss this in depth. Okay, what's happened with, is it because of bad road, like holy road, full of hole road? Is it because of, what's the reason probably? Some people said, because it's slippery. Why it is slippery? Because of some oil or whatever drop from the truck and nobody take care of it, and mixed with water, rainwater, it's become too slippery, and sometimes that's create accident. But maybe some people can come to the conclusion that road has been maintained good for the last couple of months. However, the last few months, it's becoming full of hole as well. It's not because of the quality of the road, but because of too many overloaded truck going through the road. Nah, you are going to think, okay, too many truck. This is something new. Why shouldn't truck go through the toll road? Why should the truck go to the, residential road, the usual road? Now you are going to discuss, probably you will find that, the toll fee is too costly for the expedition truck. So they choose to use, the common road, the usual road, not the toll one, not the unpaid. They choose to use the unpaid road, which is used by a majority of people. And then probably you will want to discuss why is this toll is too pricey? Why is it so expensive? Or why the expedition truck cannot pay for that? Not that much according to your mind, but then why they cannot pay for it? And that would be, another angle of doing it. But another angle that you can also follow up to is why this road is in a way easily destroyed. Probably in a way, there is a kind of research that you can do that, a new research saying if you use this kind of, for example, type of road, you will have a better road. However, probably it is not being used yet because of this and this and this. So you see, you can also go into the scientific side of it, discussing about the quality of road. You can also discuss the other side. That's why in-depth reporting have so many dimensions. You can talk about the health dimension of it, economic dimension of it, law dimension of it, or even the cultural dimension of it, the social dimension of it. That's why it is not possible for you to, in a way, create in-depth reporting in a short straight news or feature news type like of writing. Usually it's a long read, like what Guardian put it in investigative reporting. They put it into long read. Right, so that's different between straight news, feature news, in-depth reporting, according to the way we write them. However, we have to understand that all of them similar, 5WH. Now then, what are the difference between fact, which is really happening, and then fact of someone say something? Both of them are fact. However, one is really happening, even accident or festival or whatever, something's really happened, and then something that being said by someone regarding something. Someone, not journalist, not your word. But then, for example, scientists saying something about the accident, giving prediction about the type of the road, giving they judgment about the toll price, for example. That's a statement really said by people, expert, activists, or politician. That can also be part of what we call by fact. Now, data is part of the detailed things regarding the something. Even usually it's become like number, documentation and such. And data can help us to give more depth and more detail regarding the thing that we are talking about. Like, and now what about opinion? Opinion writing views usually someone opinion or newspaper opinion regarding an issue. And so the writer can be an expert, can be politician, but can be the journalist himself or chief editor himself. However, there is something that you should understand, that the name should be put under the title as what we call it byline. So that's it. And the different type of opinion is, if one media would like to show the reader the opinion regarding something, usually they have column. In Indonesia, we call it tajuk rencana. In English, they call it like opinion or column or editorial. That's how they put the media views regarding an issue. And then we have also an article, also, pojok, or, usually one print put it in put it somewhere at the corner. And something that probably you would be surprised is caricature and cartoon. That's part of views as well. So what someone draw, what someone show in their drawing, it's part of the views as well. How you create someone uglier or how you create someone funnier, that's part of the views that you would like to show. Last, reader letter. So you see, reader letter also part of the views as well. I believe every media have certain part in the media to publish reader letter. That's it. That's how we categorize product of journalistic work. For the strike news and feature news, you will meet with Ibu Rinda later. For in-depth reporting, you will meet me again in the 6th semester. Specialized journalism, each specialization will have certain lecturer expert on the area, and we'll meet you inshallah in the 6th semester. And for now, for our session, that's it. Thank you. Bye-bye.